Everyone, in this video, we're going to be focusing on box and whisker plots, but we're only going to take notes here. Okay, so go ahead and get your pencil and your notebooks out and let's get started. Remember, you can pause the screen anytime you need to in case I'm moving too fast for you. Just press play whenever you're ready. All right, so our first vocab word in this unit is range. Range is when you subtract the biggest number from your smallest number. Okay? So let's write biggest number minus smallest number. And that is your range. Okay? Median, it might sound familiar to you. Some of you may already know what median is. Median is the number in the middle. Okay? So let's just put middle number. But you have to put all your numbers in order first. Okay, middle number, and we have to order numbers first. So every time we get a set of numbers, we're always going to put them in order from the smallest number to the biggest number. If a number is listed more than once, you're still going to write that out more than once. All right. Minimum, everyone should know minimum means your smallest number. And your maximum is the opposite of small, which is your biggest number. And your inner quartile range is something like the range. However, we're going to be subtracting our quartiles. So for this here, we're going to be subtracting our upper quartile. So we're going to put upper quartile minus the lower quartile. So at this time, go ahead and pause your screen and make sure you have all these notes written down. When you're done, press play and continue to follow along. Okay, so now that we have our vocab words for this unit, I'm going to show you what a box and whisker plot looks like. And you're going to write it down. Okay, so go ahead and draw this picture and label each part and then press play once you're done, and we'll talk more about it. So our box and whisker plot here is kind of exactly what it says. All right, we have a box here. As you can see, the box here. It's not the best drawing, but this is our box here. And the sidebars here are our whiskers, okay? The lines on the side here, those are our whiskers. So y'all went through and labeled each part in your notes as you should have, all right? And now let's talk about each part. Our lower extreme is the same thing as our minimum, okay? Just on our notes, what did the word minimum mean? The word minimum meant our smallest number. So your smallest number will go right here. Okay? That's your minimum. Lower extreme is another word for your minimum. You need to know both words. We have our lower extreme here, which is our minimum or our smallest number. And then on the very end over here on the other whisker, we have our upper extreme. Okay? And that will be our maximum, which is our biggest number. So your lower extreme is your minimum, your smallest number, and your upper extreme over here is your maximum, which is your biggest number. All right. Then over here on the corner, you see corner is on the first corner right here. You see this corner? The corner right here. This is your lower quartile. Think about the word corner and core. It sounds alike. Corner and quartile. Okay? So that's a way you can remember your lower quartile and your upper quartile as your lower corner and your upper corner. Okay? That's just some key words to remember that. Quartile is your corners. All right? Your lower quartile is the median of your first half of your numbers. Okay, and we're going to practice that. And your upper quartile is the median of the second part of your numbers. And it'll make more sense as we go through some practice questions. All right. And we'll be doing that in our next video. So if you would like to write that out, what it actually means, lower quartile is your median from your first half of numbers. Okay, so that's your lower quartile, is your median from your first half of numbers. And this will make a lot more sense soon, I promise. All right. And your upper quartile is the median from your second half. And once again, remember you can pause the screen as much as you need, especially when you're writing down these notes. Okay. And then your median, we should all know, is the number in the middle. So this line can be anywhere inside this box, and that will be your median. Okay. And your median is your middle number. So let's talk about this one more time. We have our lower extreme in the beginning, our whisker, and the other whisker on the side is your upper extreme, which is just your minimum and your maximum. Biggest number and your smallest number over here. And then we have our corners, the corners of our box right here. Our lower corner or our lower quartile is the proper word for it, and our upper quartile. And so then we have, lastly, the median right here in the middle. So when they give you a set of numbers, you're going to put them in order and you're going to find the median. After you find the median, you're going to draw a line through that median. And it's going to separate your numbers into two halves. All right, so you got a first half of numbers over there, and your second half of numbers will be in the back. All right, then we're going to take those group of numbers and find the median on each side. And that's how we find our lower quartile and upper quartile. But it will make a lot more sense as we go through some examples. Okay. And then I put 25% here because each section is 25% of your data. No matter how big the section is, no matter how small the section is, it's always worth 25% of your data. So make sure you have all of this stuff written down, okay? You can pause my screen and press play when you're done. So now we have an example in front of us. They didn't give us a list of numbers. They just gave us the most basic box and whisker plot, where they just gave us the numbers for each item we have here. And we're going to just name each thing. So I want you to use your notes, okay? Use the notes you just took. Figure out where is the median located in your box and whisker plot. If you look back at your notes that you've written out, you will see that it's right here on this line. What number is that line on? 12. So our median here is going to be 12. Okay. See if you can find the minimum. What is our minimum up here on this box and whiskers pot? Look at your notes. Your minimum is also called your lower extreme. Okay. The minimum is right here in the beginning. It's the smallest number. Okay. Your whisker is on it, your first whisker over here. Okay. What is the maximum? That's our biggest number, or our upper extreme. Look at your notes and see if you're able to locate that. You should have said 23. The maximum is 23. Now, on the first slide of notes you took, the definition for the word range is there. What is the range? The range is your biggest number minus your smallest number. Your maximum, which is right here, minus your minimum, which is right here. So we have to do 23 and we subtract 3 from it. What does that give us? 23 minus 3 is 20. So our range here is going to be 20. All right, that's our final answer for our range. Now let's come here and say, what is our upper quartile? The upper corner. This is our lower corner here. See how it makes the letter L? Your lower corner, and this is going to be our upper corner right here. So our upper quartile is our 16, and the lower corner makes the letter L. The lower corner is 8. Okay. And our interquartile range is the same thing as range. However, we're going to subtract our upper and lower quartiles. You see the word quartile in here? Just like the words lower quartile and upper quartile right here. So we're going to subtract. Whenever we see the word range, we're subtracting our biggest from our smallest number. But this time it says interquartile range. So we're doing our bigger quartile minus our smaller quartile, which is 16 minus 8. What is 16 minus 8? You can use your calculators if you need to. I know that 16 minus 8 is 8. Okay, so my interquartile range would be 8. All right. Hopefully you're looking at this and and you're thinking to yourself, this is super easy. Okay. And lastly, it says what percent of data falls between 8 and 16? So remember, each section is worth 25%, right? So let's label each 25% right quick. All right, and let's see, falls between 8 and 16. So 8 starts here. This is one section. So that's 25%. And then all the way to 16, that's two sections. So 25% plus 25% gives us 50%. So 50% of our data falls between the number 8 and 16 because there's two sections here. And each section is worth 25% of data. Okay? So let's look at one more together. And I want you guys to pause my screen and actually try to do it on your own. See if you're able to use your notes and label each part of your box and whisker plot, then come down here and answer the questions. You can actually number your questions on your paper if you would like. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and put the answer that you think it would be. Once you're done with that, press play and see if you got it right. All right, so first it asks us for the median. The median is wherever the line is in the middle right here. And remember, that line could have been right here and had a number 39 right here. It could have been right here. Wherever the line is inside your box is going to be your median. Okay, no matter where it's at inside the box. So our median is 39. If you got that right, great job. Our minimum, think about the word minimum. The word mini is in the front. Mini means small. It's going to be our smallest number we see. Okay. And the minimum is on your lower extreme right here. So the minimum is 23. Smallest number in our set of data is 23. Okay. Maximum is our biggest number, which is going to be on our upper extreme. You should have written down 62. And then to find our range, this is the regular range, we subtract our biggest number from our smallest number. So most of you guys use your calculator, and that's okay. So we do 62 minus 23 and get used to showing your work so you can know what you did. Just in case you get it wrong, you can see where you went wrong at. Okay? So here I'm going to open my calculator and I'm going to go ahead and type in 62 minus 23. You should have gotten 39. Your range is 39. Okay? There we go. You can put a circle around that. And our upper quartile, our upper corner, upper, that means it's going to be up here. Okay. Upper corner is 47. I think when I call quartile corner, it makes it easier for me to remember. So maybe it'll be easier for you to remember as well. But on a test, it's going to say upper quartile. Okay. But the word core makes me think of corner because it's a corner here. Okay. And our lower quartile, remember your lower corner is going to make the letter L. Look at that L. Okay. That will be 25. And now the interquartile range. You see the word quartile in there? So they want to know the range between our quartiles. 47, which is our biggest one. The upper quartile is 47 minus 25, which is our lower quartile. So you guys can get your calculators out again if you did not already. I already know the answer, but let's put it in here just so we can show everyone what we did. 47 minus 25. You should have gotten 22. Okay. And lastly, it says, what percent of data falls between 23 and 47? So we have 25% on each section, 25%, 25%, 25%, and lastly, one more 25%. And then we're going to see how many sections of data are between 23 and 47. So let's look. 23 starts here. So we have this 25%. Then we have this one, and we're going to stop when we see 47. Oh, and this one. So that's 25 plus 25 plus 25, or 25 times 3. Let's see what we get. 25 plus 25 plus 25. So that's 75% worth of data. Falls between 23 and 47. Okay. Thanks for joining me in this video. Hopefully you were able to understand the intro to box and whisker plots. I really hope you took notes like I asked you to, so you will not be confused in our next video when we're actually building box and whisker plots. All right. See you guys in our next video. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe if you have not already.